The internet is on fire right now after reports surfaced that Remy Ma has completely broken down following her explosive breakup with Eazy. The block captain and the reason behind it has fans stunned. For months, whispers surrounded the couple's rocky relationship, but no one expected it to end like this. Eazy, who once stood proudly beside Remy both on stage and off, has now walked away for good. And sources claim it wasn't over another man, but another woman. Social media erupted as screenshots. Voice notes and behind-the-scenes footage started leaking, suggesting Remy's loyalty might not have been as solid as people believed. The same woman who had preached about trust and respect in love was suddenly being accused of the very thing she despised the most: betrayal. Insiders say Eazy found out in the worst way possible, and when he confronted her, things turned emotional fast. Remy, who built her reputation on strength and resilience, is now reportedly in pieces, struggling to hold it together as the truth continues to spread. Fans who once saw her as a symbol of power are now watching her crumble in public, and the entire hip-hop world is asking one question: how did it get this far? Because if the rumors are true, this breakup isn't just another celebrity split. It's the kind of scandal that could change how everyone sees Remy Ma forever. It's been pure chaos lately in the hip-hop world, and this time it's Remy Ma who's right in the middle of it all. After months of trying to keep her personal life private, the truth has finally caught up to her. Eazy, the block captain, has officially walked away. Fans were already suspicious that things between them were getting tense, but no one expected the emotional meltdown that followed. Remy Ma has been spotted in tears, reportedly breaking down after Eazy dumped her. And if that wasn't enough, rumors are now flying that the whole thing happened because she cheated with another woman. People close to the couple say the tension had been building for a while. Remy was juggling her comeback career, public appearances, and that complicated dynamic with her ex, Papoose, who still hasn't completely let go of her. Meanwhile, Eazy was focused on his own rise in battle rap, and he started to feel like he was living in Remy's shadow. What once looked like a power couple, two strong artists running the culture together, slowly turned into a quiet war behind closed doors. According to insiders, arguments between Remy and Eazy became more frequent. He felt she was controlling and secretive. She felt he was immature and jealous. But the breaking point wasn't just another fight, it was betrayal. Reports say Eazy found out that Remy had been getting close to someone she swore was just a friend. But this wasn't just anyone. This was a woman who had been hanging around the set, working behind the scenes on Remy's new project. At first, Eazy thought it was nothing, just friendly energy, late-night studio sessions, and the kind of creative connection that comes from working closely in music. But then he started noticing things: the long text threads, the secret meets, and how Remy would instantly lock her phone whenever he came around. One night, things blew up when Eazy confronted her about it. Sources say Remy didn't even deny it right away. She just froze, like she didn't know how to explain what had happened. That night reportedly ended with Eazy walking out, and he hasn't been back since. Friends say Remy tried to reach out afterward, but Eazy went completely cold. He stopped answering her calls, blocked her on social media, and started pulling out of joint appearances they had planned together. Fans noticed instantly. Eazy stopped liking her posts, and Remy looked completely drained whenever she was seen in public. Then came the clip that sent social media into a frenzy. At a recent event, Remy was seen sitting alone, clearly emotional, trying to hold back tears. When someone asked her about Eazy, she looked down and just said, "I messed up." That was it. No details, no denial. But for fans, that short sentence said everything now. People are split. Some are saying Eazy overreacted, that Remy's friendship was misunderstood, and she deserves some grace after everything she's been through. Others think this is karma catching up. They're bringing up old interviews where Eazy hinted that he felt like he was being used or disrespected, and how Remy sometimes treated him more like a project than a partner. To make it even messier, the woman at the center of all this has now been identified by fans. She's reportedly a creative consultant who's been working closely with Remy for months. Social media detectives have already found old posts where she and Remy looked a little too close for comfort. Subtle hand touches, inside jokes, and cryptic captions like "energy never lies." Fans are now connecting the dots, saying that this wasn't a one-time mistake. It was something that had been building for a while. Meanwhile, Papoose, who's tried to stay out of the spotlight since his own breakup with Remy, is said to be disappointed but not surprised, according to someone close to him. Papoose had warned Eazy months ago that Remy could be emotionally unpredictable, especially when she feels trapped. It's almost ironic the man who once stood by her through prison, public scandals, and industry politics, now watching from afar as her world falls apart again. The most heartbreaking part: Remy's inner circle says she's genuinely broken this time. She's been telling friends she didn't mean for things to go this way, that she was confused, caught between what she felt and what she thought she wanted. The connection she had with that woman was emotional first, not physical at the start. But eventually the lines blurred. And when Eazy found out, she didn't even have the strength to lie. It's hard to ignore how much this has affected her image too, for years. Remy Ma built her reputation as one of the toughest women in hip-hop, a survivor who doesn't crack under pressure. But now, fans are seeing a completely different side: vulnerable, uncertain, and full of regret. Even her recent interviews seem different. Her voice quieter, her tone softer. Like she's trying to process the weight of losing someone she genuinely cared about. Eazy, on the other hand, is trying to act like he's unbothered. He's been posting motivational quotes, hinting at new beginnings and trusting God's plan. But everyone can tell he's hurting too. Their chemistry was undeniable. They made each other better, at least for a while. And for that to end like this, with cheating rumors and tears, it's just tragic. But one thing everyone agrees on is that this scandal could change everything for both of them. Remy's image, her fan loyalty, her career, all of it is under a microscope again. And Eazy, who is finally gaining mainstream respect, now has to decide whether to tell his side of the story or just move on in. Silence. Sources close to him say he's been offered interviews and podcast spots too. Clear the air, but he's been turning them down, maybe out of respect, or maybe because he's still too angry to talk about it. Either way, this story is far from over, because now that people know a woman was involved, everyone's waiting to hear her side too behind the scenes. Some say Remy's team is scrambling to do damage control, keeping her off live appearances, canceling upcoming projects, and quietly unfollowing certain people online. It's the same playbook celebrities use when they're trying to ride out a scandal. But this one feels personal. It's not just another rumor. It's heartbreak, pride, and identity all tangled together. And while Remy might be used to surviving public storms, this one hits differently. It's not about competition, betrayal from a man, or industry politics. It's about something deeper: love, confusion, and the pain of realizing you hurt someone who actually cared. Now fans are asking, will Remy speak publicly about it? Will she try to make things right with Eazy? Or will she retreat completely and let her silence speak for her? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure: this breakup isn't just another headline. It's the start of a new chapter that might define Remy Ma's story for years to come. The streets and social media have been buzzing nonstop since news broke about Remy Ma's breakdown after Eazy the block captain left her. The story took a wild turn when rumors spread that she had cheated, not with another rapper, not with some industry exec, but with a woman. It was the kind of twist no one saw coming, and suddenly, everyone wanted answers. Behind closed doors, things have reportedly been tense. Remy's camp is trying to keep things quiet, while Eazy's team is doing everything they can to protect his image. Insiders say Eazy is furious, not just because she cheated, but because of how it all happened. The woman in question wasn't a stranger. She was someone Remy trusted deeply, someone Eazy had seen countless times during their relationship. In fact, the three of them had shared spaces, dinners, and creative meetings together. That's what stung the most: betrayal from inside the circle. Betrayal from inside the circle. It all started months ago when Remy began developing her new documentary series. She brought on a small creative team, and that's when the connection between her and this mystery woman began to grow. Sources say they bonded over long nights of brainstorming ideas, sharing personal stories, and venting about the struggles of the industry. It started off innocent, two women finding comfort in understanding each other's pressure. But somewhere along the line, that emotional closeness crossed boundaries. Friends say. Eazy started noticing small things, subtle changes in Remy's behavior. She became more secretive, always on her phone, smiling at messages she wouldn't explain. There were late-night studio sessions that didn't make sense, and sudden weekend trips that Eazy wasn't invited to. He played it cool at first, not wanting to come off as controlling, but deep down, he knew something was off. The final straw reportedly came one night when Eazy walked into Remy's dressing room unannounced and caught her in a moment that changed everything. No one knows the full details. Her team's been tight-lipped, but insiders say the scene left no room for misunderstanding. Eazy didn't yell, didn't throw things, didn't even argue. He just looked at her, shook his head, and walked out. That silence said it all. After that night, things spiraled fast. Eazy packed up his stuff and left her place for good. He stopped attending public events with her, and within days, he unfollowed her across every platform. Fans immediately noticed, sparking rumors that spread like wildfire. Remy tried to keep her composure at first, but the emotional weight eventually broke her. She's been spotted crying multiple times in public, something completely unlike her usual tough image. One witness said Remy sat alone in her car outside a restaurant, wiping away tears before forcing a smile when she realized she was being watched. Another source claimed she broke down during a recent studio session, saying she never meant for it to happen this way. The woman at the center of it all hasn't spoken publicly, but people have already identified her from Remy's old posts, a creative consultant known for her mysterious aura and poetic captions. Fans started digging and found subtle clues everywhere. Late-night photos with no captions, posts tagged energy exchange, and a few cryptic tweets that suddenly make sense in hindsight. And then there's the loyalty issue. Eazy stood by Remy when the public was against her. He defended her when rumors about papoose still lingered. He helped rebuild her confidence when people said she was past her prime. For him to walk away completely shows how deep the wound really is. Insiders say Remy has tried reaching out multiple times. She's reportedly sent him long voice notes, written apologies, even tried contacting him through mutual friends, but Eazy hasn't responded. He's been keeping his distance, choosing peace over drama. In one of his recent live streams, he subtly addressed the situation, saying, "Sometimes love ain't enough when respect leaves the room." Fans took that as confirmation that the rumors were true. Meanwhile, people close to Remy are worried about her mental state. One friend told a blog, "Remy's really hurting right now. She didn't think it would go this far. She thought Eazy would cool off. But he's really done this time." The same source said Remy has been isolating herself, barely taking calls, and skipping out on scheduled interviews. But not everyone's feeling sorry for her. Some critics are calling her out for playing the victim after betraying someone who genuinely cared for her. Others say she's facing the same heartbreak she once caused papoose, a harsh reminder that karma doesn't miss anyone. Even battle rap fans are dragging her, saying she ruined a good thing for temporary excitement. Still, there are people defending her too. They're saying maybe Remy was searching for emotional connection, not just attention. That maybe she found something in that woman that she couldn't find anywhere else. One viral tweet even said, "Y'all judging her, but how many of you stayed in love when you were no longer being understood?" The internet debate has become intense. Some fans are dissecting every old clip, every interview, every lyric, trying to figure out when the cracks first appeared. There's even a theory that Eazy and Remy were already on the verge of splitting months ago, and that this cheating scandal just sped things up in all this noise. One thing remains clear. Remy Ma's image has taken a serious hit. Sponsors are reportedly hesitant to move forward with certain projects until the dust settles. And while she's been keeping quiet, the silence is almost louder than a statement. fans are waiting for her to break it to speak her truth, even if it's painful. One insider said Remy's team had drafted a public apology post for her, but she refused to release it. She doesn't want to look like she's begging for forgiveness, the source said. She wants to speak when she's ready, not when social media forces her to. But waiting too long could backfire. The longer she stays silent, the more the internet fills in the blanks for her. On the other side, Eazy's glow has been real. He's been focusing on music, dropping bars that sound like subtle jabs at betrayal and heartbreak. In one new freestyle, he said, "She played queen but lost her throne to temptation." The fans went crazy. Everyone knew who he was talking about. What makes this even more shocking is how different their paths now look. Not long ago, they were power couple goals, showing love, laughing at interviews, and building something that looked solid. Now, it's like two different worlds. Remy's dealing with guilt, while Eazy's moving forward, refusing to look back. People close to the situation believe that deep down, Remy still loves him. They say she's been reminiscing a lot, replaying old memories, even listening to his music alone at night. But pride is keeping her from reaching out again. She knows she's the one who crossed the line. And maybe she thinks she doesn't deserve another chance. This entire situation has reminded everyone that even the strongest people can break when emotions get involved. Remy Ma, the same woman who stood tall through prison time, career setbacks, and public humiliation, is now being brought to her knees by heartbreak. It's almost poetic. The same fire that made her powerful has now burned her emotionally. And now the question everyone's asking, will she bounce back? Or is this the end of Remy and Eazy forever? Because no matter how tough her image is, this time feels different. This wasn't an enemy attack or an industry betrayal. This was self-inflicted pain. And when the damage comes from your own decisions, healing hits a lot harder. The streets are watching closely. Everyone's waiting for the next move, a post, a statement, or even a song that tells her side. But for now, all we have is silence, regret, and a love story that turned into one of the most shocking breakups of the year. By the time the world realized how deep the situation between Remy Ma and Eazy, the block captain, really was, it was already too late for both of them to undo the damage. The relationship that once looked solid, full of laughter and creative energy, had turned into silence, distance, and emotional wreckage. But behind the public scandal and the rumors, what no one really saw was the emotional war going on inside. Remy. Sources close to her say she hasn't been herself since Eazy left. She's been showing up to work, keeping her commitments, but her energy has completely changed. One producer revealed that during a studio session, she just sat there staring at the mic for nearly an hour, unable to record a single line. When someone asked if she was okay, she reportedly said, "I can't even hear my voice the same anymore. It feels empty now." That line stuck with people. It was like the confidence she built over decades had been stripped away in a few short months. Her friends have been trying to lift her spirits. Fat Joe even reached out, reminding her that she's been through worse. But this isn't about public image or music success. It's about personal heartbreak. People say Remy isn't just hurting because Eazy left. She's hurting because she knows she's the reason he did. It's one thing to lose someone to circumstances. It's another to lose them to your own mistakes. Meanwhile, Eazy has been on his own journey. His social media presence has shifted from flexing to focusing. He's posting more motivational content, snippets of studio work, and even a few subtle messages about betrayal and moving forward. One caption that caught everyone's attention read, "You can't build forever with someone who's still healing from their past." Fans immediately connected it to Remy. Insiders claim Eazy isn't just angry, he's disappointed. He really believed in Remy, not just as a woman, but as a partner in business, in art, and in life. He saw her as someone who understood him on a deeper level than anyone else in the industry. To him, their connection was rare. And when that trust broke, it wasn't something he could just repair with a conversation. He Felt played not just by her actions, but by the idea that she could look him in the eyes while building something with someone else. What's even more complicated is how public perception has flipped. Remy, who was once praised for her loyalty, is now being picked apart in every comment section. Old clips of her talking about faithfulness are being reposted with mocking captions. Fans who used to defend her are suddenly questioning everything. If Remy can cheat, then no one's safe. One viral comment read, "The situation has turned into a meme storm, and that's a nightmare for someone who built their brand on respect and realness." Remy has been keeping her distance from social media, but not from her emotions. A close friend revealed she's been journaling a lot, writing down her regrets and what she wishes she could tell Eazy. One entry reportedly said, "I didn't mean to replace him. I was trying to fill a space that only he could fill." Words have been echoing among her inner circle, proof that she's aware of how deeply she messed up. But Eazy doesn't seem interested in reconciliation. People around him say he's found peace in detachment. Instead of clapping back, he's channeling everything into his work. His latest performances have been raw, emotional, and full of indirect references. One line from a freestyle stood out to fans. "You was supposed to be my peace, but you became my test." The crowd went crazy, and the clip went viral within hours. The woman at the center of this storm has also started to fade away from the public eye. She's deleted her socials and reportedly left the city for a while. Some say she regrets everything and didn't intend for it to destroy Remy's relationship. Others believe she's hiding because of the backlash. Either way, her silence only adds more mystery to the situation. Despite the chaos, some people believe Remy's story isn't over. Her closest friends have hinted that she's been writing again, not just music, but letters and poetry, trying to process her emotions. They say she's been talking about forgiveness, self-love, and accountability. She knows her reputation has taken a hit. But she's also aware that redemption is possible if she faces her truth head-on. Fans have mixed feelings. Some are waiting for her to speak publicly, while others think she should stay silent and heal privately. But everyone agrees on one thing. This version of Remy Ma is vulnerable in a way nobody has ever seen before. The toughness, the confidence, the attitude. It's all been replaced by reflection and regret at the same time. Eazy supporters are calling this his globe season. He's been booked for multiple events, his fan base is growing, and people are praising him for handling the breakup with maturity. They're calling him the bigger person for walking away quietly instead of dragging her name through the mud. In an industry where most people chase clout, his silence has earned him respect. Behind closed doors, though, it's clear that both of them are still healing. Remy might be broken, but Eazy isn't completely untouched either. They shared something real, something that went beyond fame and music. You can't erase that overnight. Sources say Eazy still listens to some of her old songs, and sometimes he even quotes her lines in his performances. Small, nostalgic moments that show the love might be gone, but the memories linger. Remy's been spotted a few times since the scandal broke. Once she was seen leaving a therapy session in Manhattan, looking exhausted but calm. Another time, she attended a small private dinner with close friends. And witnesses say she spent most of the night quiet, occasionally smiling, but mostly lost in thought. It's like she's living in two worlds, the one where she's supposed to be strong for the public, and the one where she's trying to rebuild herself privately. Insiders have hinted that she's planning a comeback, but not the flashy kind. It's more emotional, more introspective. They say her next project might be the most personal work she's ever done. She's writing songs about heartbreak, betrayal, and accountability, not to gain sympathy, but to tell her truth. She knows she's lost a lot of fans, but she also knows that real ones respect honesty even when it's ugly. Meanwhile, some fans still hold out hope that she and Eazy might find their way back to each other someday. They just need time, one supporter tweeted. Sometimes love needs to break to rebuild stronger. But others are convinced it's over for good, that too much damage has been done. He'll never trust her again, another fan posted. She crossed the one line you can't come back from. As the dust starts to settle, one thing is clear. This story isn't about fame anymore. It's about two people who found love in a chaotic world and lost it because of human flaws. It's a reminder that no matter how successful you are, emotions can still destroy what logic tries to protect. Remy Ma's tears, her silence, and her guilt are now part of her legacy, just like her victories once were. And for Eazy, the block captain, this heartbreak might be the fuel for a new chapter in his career. In the end, they both got what they didn't expect, pain that made them grow. Because sometimes, the hardest lessons come from the people we love the most. And for Remy, this one might take a lifetime to forget. ChatGPT said. If you've made it to this point, then you know this isn't just another celebrity breakup. It's a real story about love, trust, and what happens when emotions cross lines that can't be uncrossed. Remy Ma's downfall after losing Eazy, the block captain, isn't just gossip. It's a reminder that even the strongest people can fall apart when they forget the value of loyalty. She built a name on being solid, on standing firm through every storm. But this time, the storm came from within. Eazy's silence speaks louder than anything. Instead of revenge or online drama, he chose peace, and that's what's making people respect him even more. It's proof that sometimes walking away hurts less than staying somewhere you're no longer valued. Both of them are learning the hard way that love without honesty is a ticking time bomb, and when it explodes, no one walks away clean. So what do you think? Is this truly the end for Remy and Eazy? Or could forgiveness find its way back between them someday? The world's watching closely, waiting for either a comeback or a confession. One thing's for sure. This story isn't just about heartbreak. It's about two people realizing too late what they meant to each other. If you want more stories that go beyond the headlines, real emotions, real consequences, and real lessons, stay tuned. Because the truth behind fame always hits harder when the cameras stop rolling.